San Jose Live with Juan Chavez.
Hello, and welcome to our third and final segment, which is the U.S.'s role in the world. So my question is, should the United States continue to lead in the 21st century?
Well, I would say to a certain extent, yes, but I think that they need to try and leave the countries alone so they can try and figure out their own problems and try and resolve them. My main thing as of why I'm against this is because we have plenty of issues that we need to work out in our own country, and we're definitely not using all our resources to benefit ourselves. So it's like people always say, why are you trying to fix someone else when you have issues yourself? I think there's plenty of things that we can work in here and then try and move out. And even then, when we do try and go help other countries, I think that they should have a certain limit of things that they can change, because I feel like the US is just trying to have everyone change and follow their own rules, and they just don't take into account that people live differently, they have different things to deal with in other countries, and I think it's wrong that we're just trying to make everyone live like we do.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I also think that as a leader, or how you say, what was it?
As a dominant or a global leader?
As a dominant global leader, to an extent that is good to have. I mean, living here and being part of this country, but if you go out of your country and try to fix other people's countries, a lot of the countries, I guess you could say they would benefit from it, but not everybody's going to agree with it. People are going to think, why are we going to live like you are? Why are you trying to change us? And there's a lot of countries out there, and they can only take so much. And I think that, once you get everybody against you, then it could all backfire on you. Instead of going into it as trying to change things, not everybody's on the same boat. So I believe that to a certain extent, you don't want to say that you're the strongest or country, just feel it, but not say it, and then have other people not agree with you and have retaliation to that. I think that
Okay, more or less, so I'm getting the the feeling that, we both feel that the United States needs to maybe take a step away from being the leader that it is at the moment. But in the situation, what should the U.S., for example, go into a country where genocide is being committed? Because what I'm getting is that the U.S. should kind of stand back and take care of its own problems. But what happens when, let's say, it's taking care of its own problems, but somewhere in the world there's thousands of people being murdered for no reason? So what is then the U.S.'s role during something like that?
Well, like I said, I think they should let the countries try and resolve their own problems, but if we have the extra people or money, or material, whatever, things that we can send to those people and help them, then we should. But when it's something like a genocide or something like that, and we have the power, like the extra army, to go in and help them, then I think we should. But we need to make sure that we have everything in our country taken care of before we can go and help someone else. And only if our help is asked for, because we also don't want to go in there and start a war with people if they don't want us there, or they feel we're intruding,
and then that's when our people start dying for no reason, or for the reason that they shouldn't have died in the first place, for stepping in. And I do agree. If we can do something about it without hurting us, then we should. But if it's gonna affect our people dying for a different cause that wasn't even us, and they could have prevented it, then I think that they should have prevented it.
And to conclude, the U.S.'s role in the world, as we can see, it's a very sensitive topic and a very sensitive issue that we're currently dealing with. But more or less, I think the United States has done a very well job in its historic history when it comes to how it's treated the world. And I feel that we can't go away, because if we go away, then a large influence in the world will go away. So I think we definitely need to still be doing what we're doing, and we definitely need to continue to move forward with being a leader. And so we'll conclude with that. And to conclude San Jose Live, the show that brings you local views on top stories, we would like to thank our two guests, Jorge Valdez and Pamela Nava. Is there anything you want to say before we conclude?
Just thank you for having us, and we enjoyed it. And don't forget to tune in for the dish.
Thank you.
Thank you.